It was Ronald Reagan who once said, "The top 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help." And he was spot on. And he was the President of the United States back in the 80s. And no truer words were spoken. Look what happened during lockdown. The government tried to help and they made a massive hash brown out of it. And so we come to the emergency siren. Now, I know this story is, I think, a few days or a few weeks old. However, it's trending heavily on social media. Now, this emergency siren is a warning sound that will blast from your phone unexpectedly next month, and I think it's the 23rd of April. And on that day, it's to test the government's emergency alert system. Now, why do we need this? Now, the official line on the visit.gov.uk website is, "This is a test for emergency alerts, a new UK government service that will warn you if there's a life-threatening emergency nearby. In an actual emergency, follow the instructions in the alert to keep yourself and others safe. This is a test. You do not need to take any action." Now, what life-threatening emergencies do we have in the UK? It's a relatively safe country. We don't have avalanches, no extreme weather events like wildfires, etc. And you're only a victim of flooding in this country if you're a rich thicko who's bought a Grade 2 listed cottage in the middle of the swamp in a river in Oxford, when you should have known better. Now, what I've learned since lockdown is that the difference between the truth and a conspiracy theory is a matter of time. And what I'm about to tell you isn't meant to scare you. I don't mean to be a fearmonger. But all this reminds me of when I grew up in North Wales in the 80s. Now, I'm not sure about other villages and towns in the UK back then because Bethesda was pretty isolated back then. And I remember an old air raid siren being sounded every now and again as practice. Now, as you all know, the 80s was like the height of the Cold War between the West and Russia, and we were being told that nuclear war was imminent, and people were pretty scared. I remember a group called the CND, a bunch of piss-soaked, long-haired, greasy hippies who stood and danced on a hill in Bethesda, promoting peace and love while saying that the world is going to end and we're all going to die. I remember all that as a kid. And so, thinking about all that and the need for a siren, could this be something to do with what's going on in the Ukraine right now? The International Criminal Court have issued an arrest warrant for Russian President Vladimir Putin, which in my opinion it's inflaming the situation even more. And it's like they're trying to goad the Russians into using nuclear weapons and a first preemptive strike. And that's the only current life-threatening emergency I can think of to possibly happen in Britain. Or it could be something a little more less dramatic, say government control. Because it turns out you will not be able to use the phone until the alert is acknowledged. So you hear that alert on your phone, everything else is disabled. So you've had to acknowledge it and switch it off before using your phone again. So it completely takes over your phone. Which means if you are in an area where the emergency, life-threatening situation is happening, the event, the government knows where you are. Do you want the government to know where you are? So, to that end, what is this alert message intended for? Why is it needed? And what's coming? Your guess is as good as mine, but whatever it is, it can't be good. So there we go, that's my opinion. Please let me know what you think in the comments, and until the next time, take care of yourselves, and Roger Trout.